I'm talking right now with Brandon MacDonald. Brandon is the CEO of a company that will, in fact, be public probably a week or two after this tape is made. So you're definitely getting fresh information. His company is called Fireweed Zinc. Can you tell me something about your main project? I mean, what are you starting off with here?
So we're buying the Tom and Jason project off Hudbay.
Okay.
So this is two different deposits, Tom and Jason, which Hudbay united in 2007.
Okay.
The two of them together are a pretty substantial zinc resource, about 6.5 million tons indicated and about 25 million tons inferred, with zinc equivalent grades of between 10.5% and 11.5%. So to put it in perspective, in terms of zinc contained, you're looking at one of the top 10 undeveloped zinc projects in the Americas.
And, one thing that I want to point out to people, I mean, Fireweed is a company that we started following in the HRA newsletters. One thing that impressed me with the deal was, unlike, this doesn't let me see much these days, but your share structure is incredibly tight when you guys come out on IPO. It's amazing.
Yeah, so on IPO, we'll have about 17 million, 18 million shares out, of which 8 million will be under escrow, which is largely management and initial shareholders. And then of that, I think fully diluted, we'd probably get up to perhaps 24 million with performance shares and options. It's a pretty tight structure. And the nice thing of doing an IPO as opposed to backing into a shell is that everyone who owns a share bought a share in Fireweed.
Yeah, right. There's no holdovers.
Yeah.
And actually with the transaction, the Tom Jason, the way it's structured, Hudbay, which is a vendor, they're going to end up with a fairly substantial position in Fireweed, and I think that maybe helps explain some of the pricing, because I know some people were a bit surprised it wasn't more expensive, but they're not exactly coming away empty-handed.
Yeah, no, we kind of had the philosophy first. So Hudbay, as you say, we'll get 15% of the company fully diluted when we fully exercise the option, which would probably be sometime next year. But we wanted to do a deal where everyone got to make money. I think if you fully price an IPO, you come out of the gate, you perhaps stall.
Yeah.
And I think that it's a bit selfish from management's point of view too. So we structured it and let's do a cheaper IPO. Let's give everyone an opportunity to realize that uplift. But the caveat was that we do have 4 million shares set aside for management if we hit certain milestones down the road.
Right.
So what this means is that if management really demonstrates the project has the capacity and is as good as we think it is, then we get to take a little bit more shares. And so then it kind of brings us closer to perhaps the value we could have realized if we had been really brought in a high-priced IPO.
Yeah. I think it's a great way to do it. I mean, that's why I'm following the stock. I mean, Fireweed will be trading in a week or two after this tape is made, and I think it's going to be a good performer based on the way that you guys are structured and the size of the project and the size of the resource you started with.
Yeah, and I think if you look at our peer group, people who have roughly the same size resource we do, which there's not a lot, but or less than or more than, but you're looking at most of these companies that sort of have a valuation, 30 to 100 million plus.
Right.
And we're competitive with all of them, and our post money is 10 million on the IPO.
Yeah, with 4 million in the bank.
Right.
Yeah.
So really the EV is 6 million. Right. So we think there's pretty substantial chance of good uplift in the initial stage of trading.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I'm following it for a reason.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, Brandon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great story.
Yeah. Thanks.